Perhaps you've heard of the musical Les Mis, or as it's probably properly called in French, Les Miserables. I don't know if that's actually how you say it, but it tells the story about a man named Jean Valjean who is put in jail for 20 years for stealing a loaf of bread. And as a result of that, as you can imagine, comes out of jail pretty jaded, pretty angry at the world, until he has an experience of mercy by a bishop who shows him mercy when he could have rightly turned over Jean Valjean and thrown him right back in jail. And this encounter of mercy, this overabundance of love and mercy, messes with Jean Valjean. And in a beautiful song called Soliloquy, he wrestles with this very question. How can this man show me love and tell me I have a soul? Can such things be? And he wonders and wrestles with, who am I? Am I going to be the person who returns back to his old ways, or am I going to be different? Is this encounter of mercy going to change me? He says, who am I? He has that song later on too. But he wrestles with this identity after this abundance of God's mercy. Who am I? This beautiful prayer of humility in this song, Soliloquy. We see something similar in our first reading today from 2 Samuel. And in it we hear about King David. King David, who is a king, who's well established now as king of Israel, and is looking out from his palace and sees the Ark of the Covenant, the 10 Commandments, in a simple tent. And he says, I want to build God a temple, something that's deserving of him. And the prophet Nathan has an experience of God, and God says through Nathan to David, no, you're not going to build the temple. God is happy to be among his people, and your son will build the temple, and your house will rule forever. And David, hearing this tremendous news that God is not mad at him, that he loves him, that he's going to take care of him, is overwhelmed. And so we see in this beautiful prayer in our first reading, David's own humility. And when he says, who am I? Who am I that God should be so kind to me, that he should be so loving? We see this experience play out in the Bible itself, of people who encounter God's mercy and say, who am I? Think, for example, of St. Elizabeth, who says when Mary visits her, how is it that the mother of my Lord should come to me? Who am I that she should come to me? So too, it's a great prayer for us of humility. And if only King David could hold on to that, as we'll see in our reading tomorrow. But having that prayer of humility, who am I that God should be so good to me? So maybe we can make that our prayer today. Who am I that our God should love us this much? Who am I that we are loved as God's?